October 31st, 2022, SAO, a virtual reality MMO, began its first sales. A week later, the servers were up and players immersed themselves in the world using a full-dive virtual reality headset called a Nerve Gear that connected directly to your brain using electromagnetic pulses. Right now, it's September 2022, and although Sword Art Online itself doesn't currently exist, I've actually played the game through a fan recreation, Project Aincrad. And you can too, because the entire thing is built inside of VRChat. I'm gonna explain to you how and also why it's so exciting and important. So lie down, grab your nerve gear, and get ready to become fully immersed in the ongoing SAO-inspired project, Project Aincrad. It was 10 years ago that the anime came out, inspiring fans to be interested in VR for the very first time, including the likes of Oculus founder Palmer Luckey. Needless to say, it's been a piece of media with one of the strongest effects towards the entire industry. Heck, Zenith released at the beginning of this year, and the original Kickstarter raised almost $300,000 and recently $35 million in Series B funding. I think it's safe to say that people really want a real SAO to play, but nothing has quite hit that spot yet. But I'm here to talk about a fan project that's reaching to do just that. A project that will fully recreate its own version of Sword Art Online, aiming to include every single feature the game has to offer. But the whole thing started when Zerathax, a VRChat player with a passionate love for SAO's concept, had their own idea to recreate the simple idea of the iconic menu from the anime.
My name is Zerathax. I thought VR was amazing when I watched SAO, but I had no idea VR was coming. I realized that pointing your finger and swiping down is a very simple action. Everybody loved it. And that was when I realized, okay, I guess I should maybe keep doing this.
But little did Zerathax know at the time, soon the idea would be so popular among VR users that he'd have to band together with other VRChat programmers and builders to form Argus Development, a 20-person VRChat-based group devoted to creating Project Aincrad and fulfilling his original vision of bringing SAO into virtual reality.
We can totally do all the things to make this into all of SAO.
Which is exactly what I experienced when recommended on stream to go check this world out.
Currently, the biggest things we have is, of course, very known menu, because it's something that everyone can recognize. If you've seen SAO, you know that you do this with your finger and the swipe motion, and a really cool menu pops in front of you. Anyone that is kind of a fan of SAO and doing this for yourself is pretty cool. You can also use that same menu to access your inventory, take out a weapon, take out some teleport crystal or potion or healing or whatever. There's this world seed that basically enables everything to function how it does. So it's like all the programming and everything is packaged into this seed. So we're actually pretty much doing that same thing. So once we have that world seed, we can just copy paste that into a different VRChat world and potentially make the second floor, the third floor, the fourth floor, all the way to up to 100. Making that first world seed is gonna take the longest, but once we have it, the second floor or the third world is gonna be a lot more faster to develop. Anything that's in the anime, it's gonna be in some way or another in the world. It's kind of like my dream, just being able to play SAO for myself.
With the basis of Project Aincrad being built upon the World Seed concept and interactable menu comes lots of additional features. You can earn money over time by just hanging out in the world and buy everything from potion items to weapons that go straight into your inventory. The world itself is absolutely gorgeous to explore and even has a day-night cycle and swimming to make it feel more alive. What's really interesting as well is their anti-cheat system that deliberately prevents you from clipping into walls to peek, and a system that makes you unable to play space drag or no clip more than a couple feet, which is to prevent cheating and also protects the validity of the experience, especially when it comes to PvP combat. The most impressive feature, however, is the first of its kind VRChat save system. Any items, experience, and progression you've made are specifically tied to you so that you can leave the map at any point and then return in a totally different instance later and pick up exactly where you were before, which is a feature that VRChat has yet to implement natively. This is what's implemented right now, but all of these systems like the marketing, trading, and combat will be improved later on. Same goes for improving the buildings and terrain locations because every asset in the map is custom made by Argus's 3D modelers. The public version of PvP just released in the live version this week, and the PvE against enemies is likely going to be implemented in the next couple of months. So even though the features haven't been fleshed out to the fullest extent, the map is totally explorable and playable right now. And once level 1 is complete, the rest of the 99 levels will be even easier to create, a full Aincrad to explore.
The reason why we're not using our own development and do it from scratch, that would involve a lot of economical investment because we would need servers, we would need to pay for the equipment for just hosting the game itself.
Udon is the system we can use to program things in VRChat, and it is really powerful in the sense that basically anything you can do within the Unity game engine, you can also do within VRChat. So every single line of code we write, we have to be very careful and make sure that it's really optimized.
All the code that is in the world is custom made.
Udon is really slow. When I use a sword to hit someone, it might take half a second or even a second and a half for the other player to see that. That becomes a very big issue very quickly because it's going to feel unfair, of course.
Although we might wish that this was a standalone application, I actually think that it's really awesome that the Argus team has been able to create all of this in VRChat. And well, that's what makes Argus really special. Zerathax never intended to create a whole game. He was inspired through VRChat to create a fun homage to SAO with a cool menu system just to show friends. But that small action was enough to inspire a handful of people to join in and do the same. It's hard to believe that so many people have joined in to make this happen for players just like me and you, completely out of passion. The only money they get are splits off of Patreon. It's not an indie game studio, even though they're doing things that one would do, just out of love and for free.
Oh, release dates.
No idea. There's always going to be more. There's always going to be more we can do to make it close to the anime, to make it a better game.
Never tell fans of a computer game a release date, because when you don't make that date, they tend to get very vocal and angry. The internet is very unforgiving at telling you how things are.
Whether or not it's finished anytime soon, right now it functions enough that you can play. Even if you don't know anything about SAO, it's still an enjoyable place to check out. And hey, if you want to contribute too, then there's a whole Google form to fill out. Earlier this week, I created a shorts channel to post a preview of this video. But on TikTok, it's got well over 500,000 views, which is pretty awesome, but I'd rather be posting YouTube shorts, so please subscribe to there for more short form content soon. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content just like this. Anyways, I've been your host, PHIA, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye! Special thanks to this month's Patreon members. And virtual VIPs, Angel, Black Amethyst, Christopher Brown, Circus Badger, Clarity, Connor Terrell, Dark Punk, Dutech, Dutchman 101, Gamut, GS, Genesis, Kaze Ryu, Lyle 4Guy, Moonlight _ N, Neoplasm Nair, Penny, Prism, Rye 60003333, Shadow Ronin, Silver Spartan, Score Maller, Snake 8 Head, Signer, Third Eye, and Sali Wasituna.